Hey guys, how's it going? I'm back with another 10 metal bands you haven't heard but should. Bunch of you guys have bought the Garden of Ice 7-inch, which is out on Friday, so in 2 days. So thank you for anyone who's got involved in that. That's really cool. It's been amazing. Spending most of my life in a post office, but no, it's great. I really appreciate the support, and you know, anyone who's helped in any way or shared it or anything, props to you. You know, it really helps me out. Anyway, let's talk about some other metal rather than me just promoting. First up, we have Fossilization. It's their new EP on Everlasting Spew. Great label too, if you're not familiar. Now, Fossilization, with the long-titled He Whose Name Was Long Forgotten, is a great EP. It's about 25 minutes. I was just listening to this a couple times yesterday, actually. When I got the press kit, it was saying for fans of Dead Congregation, Cruciamentum, those kinds of bands, which, as you would expect, immediately piqued my interest. So all the bands wanting to send me stuff, make sure you say you sound like stuff I like. But yeah, really good stuff. And I knew this is a label that doesn't release shit tons, but they're consistent in what they do, and it's usually good. Convocation, for example, are probably one that a bunch of you may know that I've spoken about. But yeah, Fossilization is very kind of doomy, mid-tempo, creepy black metal, death metal, excuse me. You know, if you like the more kind of cavernous, charnel kind of sound, the artwork is a very good representation of the sound. But yeah, brilliant stuff. Blight Cathedral is probably my favourite song on it. Just a side note, I haven't done that in a while. Yeah, Fossilization, great stuff. And now everything else is 7 inches from Iron Bonehead, because me and Patrick did a trade. So Iron Bonehead now has a bunch of Garden of Ice stuff. So if you're in Germany or mainland Europe, another bit of promotion. But in all seriousness, he sent me some great stuff. He let me pick some really cool bits. One band I haven't put is the 10th 7-inch, which is Pavash N. For those who follow me on Instagram, probably guessed. The reason for that is I've talked about them before, to put it simply. But other than that one, but you know, bonus recommendation, Pavash N. First up, we have Swarth. They're unknown. I have Metal Archives up just so I can stop fucking up which country some of these bands are from. I think they may be German, just based on the German label, but that's a pretty loose thing. They play sort of Black Death stuff, if you like Titan Blood, Death Worship, those kinds of bands. Definitely give this one a listen. Really kind of blows you away, like older Diocletian stuff like Cassandrian and stuff. Definitely some of that on here. As with all 7 inches, obviously these are fairly short releases, ranging from about 5 to 13 minutes, but it's one of my favourite formats, and that kind of brings me on to a potential thing of maybe I should do a 7-inch video, because there's a lot of LP collectors, tape people. Should I do a 7-inch dedicated video? Maybe let me know and say some cool 7 inches, some classic ones, some new ones, your band's one, and maybe get a topic out of it. We'll see. But yeah, Swarth, amazing black death metal from an undisclosed location. And next up we have Cult of Fire, which they're from one of the Eastern Bloc countries. I always mix those up, and my sincere apologies, but this 7-inch is quite interesting. Obviously, they're a bigger band now. Quite a lot of people are familiar with their full length and the recent 2 EPs, Moksha and something else. But going back, this is instrumental. It's really stunning. Of course, the band take a lot of theme and influence from Hinduism and like Eastern, non-European spirituality, which is in itself quite interesting for a Slavic band. Yeah, and it's a really interesting culture, of course, Hinduism. So there's, if you're interested in like deities such as Kali and my brain has just completely gone on me, but which is strange. You know, I had a lot of experiences seeing Hindu culture growing up, but so it really interests me. And yeah, Cult of Fire is definitely a fascinating band. From videos I've seen, they're an amazing live band too. I'm hoping to see them with Tormentor in London in 2022 or whenever this plague decides to fuck off and leave us alone. But yeah, Cult of Fire, great stuff. Very dark, spiritual, ritualistic band. But yeah, definitely check them out. They're probably the biggest band in this video. Now we go to one of the obscure ones, which is Sabbath with Evil Conspiracy. I'm pretty sure this band broke up. This came out in, I think it was 2015. but they pay homage to the late 80s, that moment where thrash metal sort of forked into Black Death and some other things and combinations of the above. You know, bands like Volcano and Sarcophago and Sodom and Destruction before everything got pigeonholed, and this band really sits in that niche of time around 87 to 89 wonderfully. It's really good stuff. I'm very sad that we didn't get more from this band, because I've spun this a few times, and that is phenomenal stuff. I'm pretty sure they're from Germany. But yeah, it's even got the Old Iron Bonehead logo, so I love that logo. I've only got that on the Nunslaughter Radio Damnation LP, I think. Yeah, just a bit of record nerdery. But yeah, Witches Sabbath, amazing sort of thrash, Black Death, very strong 80s sounds, like late 80s, brilliant stuff. Next we have Sacrocurse, who play a sort of bestial war metal. You know the bands I'm talking about: Black Witchery, Blasphemy, Conqueror, Revenge, all those great bands. There's another one I'm gonna reference those bands for again later, but yeah, Sacrocurse, it's completely slipped my mind where they are from. They're absolutely fantastic band. I believe I reviewed one of their, I think they did something a bit more recently than this, but I might be mixing them up with someone else. But yeah, definitely check out Sacrocurse if you like your bestial Black Death, very intense, chaotic band. Now we have Invocation from Chile, which is or Chile, I think is actually how you say it. Again, apologies for my pronunciations. But yeah, this is a 2-song 7-inch, again, obviously on Iron Bonehead. If you like stuff like Grave Miasma, Temple Nightside, Vassifor, those kinds of bands, really amazing stuff. Yeah, Chile and generally the South American, Latin American countries have some very obscure, wonderful things, and this is no exception. Very unique sound, very daunting, monolithic, Black Death, very ritualistic, to use that word again. Brilliant 7-inch, really happy with that one. And now we have some Quebec Black, no we don't, that's something else. I fucked that one up. But this is Grave Spirit. Anyone who doesn't like that artwork is not looking at the same thing as me, because that is just glorious. It reminds me of Hugs. It's with their kind of purple monotone, kind of quite it's almost like cave art. It's really cool. Really love that piece of work. If you like your kind of creepy, horror-y Italian doomier Black Death stuff, such as Mortuary Drape, and then maybe bands like Root, there's some of that in there. It's definitely in the black metal camp, but there's a lot of those kind of spooky, kind of weird, fucked up vibes going on. And it's not gimmicky at all. Like, as you know, Mortuary Drape certainly are not. Death SS definitely have their moments of being a very extreme, serious band. And yeah, Grave Spirit, really good stuff. They are from America, not Canada. I apologise for that one. But yeah, again, 2 songs, really good, eerie, otherworldly, black and death metal. Let me see if I can get some. When did this come out? That's what I'm trying to find out, because I have forgotten. Okay, 2018. Sadly, they've split up according to Metal Archives. But yeah, really good stuff. I really like that EP. Again, you're probably going to get very sick of me saying that. Now we have the other war metal bands that I mentioned when talking about Sacrocurse, and that is Necroholocaust. They have maybe a bit more thrash in their sound, but this is definitely, you know, with songs like Heaven Burns, God Failed, and Nuclear Whore, you have a good idea what you're getting into. So yeah, if you like the other bands I mentioned when talking about Sacrocurse, maybe a bit of Archgoat thrown in the mix and Beharit. As we can see by this goat, there's probably a bit of Finnish influence in here. Just great Black Death. Again, a touch of thrash in there. And this is a gatefold 7-inch, which, if I can show you, is, you know, something a bit different. But yeah, really good bestial Black Death. Incredibly heavy. Those two go together really nicely. If I'm going to do a wine pairing. Now we have the Canadian band, which is Curved Blade. This is co-released with Iron Bonehead and Tour de Garde. So there's a bit of label diversity in these 7 inches. Really good. You know, if you're familiar with bands like Departure Chandelier and stuff like that, then you should enjoy this. It's got that kind of raw, almost crusty kind of guitar tone. That very... The Canadians have a certain way of writing songs that's maybe similar in some essence to the Finns, but with that kind of melancholic but quite biting feel. But Yes, got some nice guitar work, some memorable riffs, and it's just a really nice thing from Canada, which is a scene I really enjoy, especially with oh, this is international. This is why I pulled this thing up. So we've got Quebec, Canada, California, and New York. So maybe we have members in America and Canada. But yeah, definitely has that Canadian kind of feel to it. It's a bit more obscure than maybe Monarch and stuff like that. Yeah, definitely, if you like your Canadian black metal and American black metal by extension, check that one out. And last of all, we have Atomicide, who play death thrash. You know, I've talked about bands like Crucified Mortals by Reaper, stuff like that, that harken back to the wonderful days of Possessed and Mantis and such things. Atomicide also fall into that camp of doing it really well. We get, I'm not sure if the intro and Furious Untamed, I'm pretty sure that's the same thing. Oh no, it's not, I'm being an idiot. So you get the intro, then Furious Untamed, then Flagellant Rust, and then an outro. So it's basically intro, 2 songs, outro. To the point, it's quite short. I think this is about 7 or 8 minutes. But yeah, really good death thrash. With that kind of stuff, it's been around the loop so many times. You should know what you're getting into. Atomicide do it really well. I've forgotten where they're from, and I'm just Google them yourself with any of these things. You know, if you want to find these bands, I put the names of the bands in the description. You can copy and paste them into Google and find out anything you want. And better yet, you can listen to and buy their records. Or head over to Iron Bonehead. This isn't sponsored or anything. This is just what I happen to have and what I think is good music to check out. So yeah, thanks to Patrick for the trade. I've been listening to these a whole bunch. Great records. And, you know, check out Iron Bonehead, one of my favourite labels. And check out these bands. Until next time, stay metal.